Hey, and welcome to another episode of the Crew Podcast. I am your visionary, Queen Angela. And if you are a diva that's looking to amplify your voice and you're looking for a home, we have space for you. Come on over and join them divas of the airways and amplify your voice. Dallas Fort Worth. AALAC, the Chasing Your Dream Book Tour and Expo is coming to your area. Mark your calendars, May 18th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have some amazing authors, some amazing business owners that's going to be sharing about their brand. We have some workshop facilitators that's going to be coming out. They're going to be teaching on branding, marketing, and networking. I want you to plan to be in the building, to be educated, empowered, and encouraged. Come out, support.
Oh, mercy, mercy me. Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be now. Where did all the blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows from the north, the south, and east. Whoa, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be now.
Aspiring Authors Magazine is a founding sponsor for Da Crew Podcast. Get featured inside the magazine and allow your voice to be heard around the world.
Aspiring Authors Magazine is an international magazine founded in May of 2020 by Queen Angela. Get featured.
At Wings of Transformation Publishing, we are committed to helping our authors reach their goals and pursue their dreams of becoming published authors. We work closely with each author to ensure a successful publishing experience, and we are dedicated to helping them tell their stories in the most meaningful and impactful ways. We look forward to putting you on the path to writing your book.
Because I'm back.
Welcome to the SC Book Gal and Friends Chat. We're going to be talking about the latest in book reviews, author interviews, and life. Come on in and join us. We're ready. Are you?
I know you like that. How long you been back, man? I see the girls in the club, they're getting wild for me.
Hey everyone, it's another Saturday night and you're here with me, Patrce Grimball, SC Book Gal 843, and we are about to introduce you to another author, a new author, and a new book to add on your to be read list. Now, this author has a little special place because his book is concerning, y'all know where I work. Well, you could say live too, because I live as much time as I work there. Yeah. So his book is about the library, you guys. So y'all think I'm really kidding when I tell y'all some crazy stuff be happening at the library? It sure does, okay? So I have an author by the name of Mr. Smith, Shine Smith, and he has this book that's called Whole Circulation, okay? This is the third of his series, and he is here to chit-chat with us tonight. Now, I'm going to give you guys a heads up. We've been having a lot of technical difficulties right now, okay? So you might see the author come in and out, and again, I apologize for that, but you do not want to miss out. So, everyone, welcome SC Book Gals and Friends. Mr. Smith. Come on out, Mrs. Smith. There is that beautiful
Greetings.
book of yours. Oh my God, it has the old sheets that we used to use back in the day with the stamp. Oh, I feel old. So, how are you tonight? It's okay. We still going with the flow. So, this book, well, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you having, can you hear me? Yeah, you guys, I told you tonight is one of those nights where we're having a lot of
Yeah, I
technical
can hear
difficulties.
you now.
You can hear me now? All right, now we're talking. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And then he goes again. Well, I apologize, you guys, okay? The title of his book is called Whole Circulation. It's a call numbers novel. And this is the third book, and it's called Trial and Redemption, okay? So I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about this book, okay? Robin Walker's is at a crossroad in 1994, and he has been suspended from his partial time clerical position at the 58th Street Branch Library. His co workers are overburdened, even with visiting clerks from other libraries. Still mourning the loss of his grandfather, Robin also pines with his former girlfriend and the niece of his superior, Sonia. So meanwhile, the library page Tanya attempts to reconcile with her cheating boyfriend Andrew. I told y'all some things be happening at the library, okay? And then there is Angie. Now she's the information assistant, okay? And she's given a cold shoulder by Hayward after they broke up. So now the 58th Street page Janelle is due to give birth and to go on maternity leave while her parents are feuding. So look like you got a lot of stuff going on in that book, Mr. Smith, huh?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And it's very relatable to a lot of my readers. They can really relate to all the characters in the story. It's pretty much, you know, like real life.
Yes, yes. So before we go any further, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I've been self published since 2019. I've done three book series, and I'm working on my first non-regular standalone novel now that's due out in November. Um, I've won a few awards for my second book, and it's been a journey so far. I'm still learning how to do things here and there,
But the fact that you step out and you actually
but
did it,
every experience, just trains me to be a better writer.
yes, yes, yes. You actually did it. You did the self publishing, and I knew that was hard. But the fact that you did it and you stick to it, I applaud you. And then on top of that, you got some awards too. Double applause. So now this these characters, they got some things going on. Tell us a little bit about Robin, because it seems like everything is like a little bit like he's one of the centralized one. Okay.
And
So then,
he's, very opinionated, being best library clerk. school while um, like going to college to eventually
So I see that over time, these co-workers have become more than that. Joy, anger, love, and pain are all etched through this whole novel. And some people have to make some choices to renew their life decisions or reserve to a new path. Um, he used little bits of library lingo in his synopsis. So, like the last line of his synopsis says, and with their due dates fast approaching, one thing becomes clear that everybody wants to have a happy ending. Due dates are what we use in library lingo to tell you when to bring your book back. Okay. You guys, I apologize for the technical difficulties, but I did ask him some questions. So I'm going to take a moment and find the questions that I asked him. Because we do talk. I do talk to these authors and I try to get a nice rapport with them to actually help you guys get their work and for them to promote their work. Okay. So I did ask them, I said, how many books have you written and which was your favorite? So Mr. Smith said he wrote 4 books so far. The latest one right now is called Hold, the one that we're talking about tonight. And he says he really doesn't have a favorite. He said all his works he loved equally, but has a special place in his heart for his first novel. And I guess he would have that place, you guys, because guess what? It's his first baby. Okay. I also asked him, I said, at what point do you think someone should call themselves a writer? You could call yourself a writer the moment you start writing. It doesn't matter if it's a short story, an article, or even blog entries. So I guess when you put the paper to the pen, Mr. Smith said he feels that you're already a writer. Okay. This question I love to ask all my authors, especially those that are very fairly new to the game. I said, what advice would you give to someone working on their first book? I think his was great. He said, focus on what you can. And if you get stuck, you do your research. Writing a book is actually the easy part, but there are some other aspects that are hard. And if you're planning to self publish, learn the process. If you're trying to do traditionally get published, research literary agents can plan to help you with your inquiry. Both are a serious challenge. And that I really think with first authors is the biggest challenge. It is that to go with a publishing house or do it on your own. Now, I've seen people do it on their own and knock it out the park. I've seen people use a publishing company and the book goes dead. I think one of the things that a lot of first time authors forget to do is to market themselves. They do not market their book. They feel book is written, everybody can buy it. Everybody can't buy the book if they don't know nothing about the book. So, here's a little tip. Market your book. Okay? There is always someone who has never heard about your book. So always keep a copy of your book with you. When you get a chance, you talk to someone about your book. Anytime you get any type of chance, you throw your book in there. You are your book's advocate. You are your book's cheerleader. Okay? Now, while we're still trying to get him back, you guys, but I'm still going to share his interview. He says, I asked him, I said, what is the hardest scene to write and why? He said, it was a scene in his second book that was very difficult because it parallels what happened in real life. And that was the death of one of his MC's character. It was very emotional, and I had to step away for a few weeks after writing it. Now, I love that. When I feel an author has put in all their emotion into the book, That's the type of book I'm gonna put on my shelf. Because something about, for me, the hunger of a new author is timeless. Some authors, and I won't even say there's one in particular, some authors get so into themselves that their book doesn't have that hunger like it had with their first book. They feel that I already been in this game. I really don't have to put all I in. My work speaks for itself. But you know what? If you can give me that same hunger you have for your book, your in your latest book, you will have a reader for me in life. I may not even read your book, but I'll promote your book like I read it yesterday. Okay. So I guess keeping that hunger alive for the book is a big thing for me as somebody who lives and breathes in this literary world. Okay. I asked him, I said, how do you describe your book's ideal reader? He said, I never know how to answer that question. I don't write with a specific reader in mind. I just feel whoever wants to read a unique story, hopefully they'll stay with that and give my book a try. I like that answer. Not really having a target audience, especially with a fiction novel. I like that. It leaves it open to anybody and everybody. Now, a lot of authors can really not answer this question, so I'm going to give it a try. I asked them, what do the words literary success mean to you? And how do you picture it? So you guys, we're going to take a break real quick, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to answer that question for you. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we're going to make it do what it do tonight. Come on back.
K-Classic. Ain't nobody stopping my shine. They try to break me, try to take me out, but I got Jesus on my side. So bad I thought.
So we're going to try. Come on up, Mr. Smith. We're going to try to see if we can get him up here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yay! So we got you. I was just reading your answers that you sent to me in the book, but now we can actually hear from you. So tell us a little bit about Whole Circulation.
Yes. Whole Circulation is the third book in my Call Number series. And, it sort of completes the trilogy of the first year, which is 1994. I intend to come back, eventually and continue the story as, it goes on into the next year, 1995, with a couple like new arrivals at that library branch that, surrounds the story at. As you could see, there is a lot of drama that happens, and it has like multi-layered storylines that I pretty much managed to weave all together. And it kind of reminds me of a TV show, kind of like The West Wing or The Office, where there's all these unique characters and their storylines.
When I was reading your synopsis, I got the feel of Greg's Anatomy.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, all of this is happening in this one library, and I'm like, that poor manager, like, you got to deal with all of this going on.
Yes.
So, I mean, why the setting of a library? Like, what made that your focal point?
I feel that it was like a story that was never told before. There have been some novels that take place in a library, but they never really explored the daily runnings that happens behind the scenes. I feel like this is definitely one of the first that I've read or seen So I figured, right, try to be unique and original with that.
And you were. And people don't understand that this stuff does happen at a library.
Yes, it does.
19 years of working at some when I was reading, I was like, yeah, I know that situation there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know that situation there. Yeah, I heard that one. So it really stepped very close to home because
Right. It was relatable,
yeah,
right?
so
Yeah.
many people they feel okay, especially my family. Okay,
Mm.
my cousins have to say nobody wants to work at that boring library, and I'm like, I just wish it was boring. Well, today was boring, but normally it is not like that.
Right.
So these characters, I don't know if you could tell us, but are they patrons that you've seen in your library or individuals that you know?
They're loosely based on characters that I know in real life. Naturally, I've applied dramatic license and I've changed the names just so they don't try to sue me down the line.
An author who did his homework. Love you.
Yes.
Yes, you did your homework. That dramatic license, and a lot of people do not think about that. They
Hmm.
don't think about that until I knock on the door saying, "Hey, you've been served." So
Right.
that was brilliant. So we have 3 books
Yes.
in a series of 1 year.
Right.
Let's take one of your characters and let's migrate him to where you have him now in the book. I'll let you
Okay.
choose whatever character.
Um, I know there's so many. I got 13 that I'm juggling around. Naturally, Robin is like one of the main characters, but I'd rather like try to talk about someone else. Another favorite is Robin's best friend, Franklin, who
Okay.
this third book does some questionable things about like how he's like trying to like find this one person. He almost comes across stalkerish, but then he runs into all these like situations that like get in the way of what he's doing. So he doesn't actually cross that line on stalking. Something always happens to jam him up in the situation. But throughout the series so far, I really enjoyed putting him in weird situations. In the very first book, his very first scene, he was like working in a woman's boutique and pretending to be gay, so he could like gets most of the attention from his female coworkers. You know,
Okay. That
Yep.
okay.
They open up to him when they think that, and he's pretty much taking advantage of that.
Oh, wow, player. That's all I like to
Yep,
say.
yep.
Player.
So by the
So
third book, he gets in a little bit of trouble and everything. The second book, he actually loses his job because of like overstepping it with one of the other um, members from the library. He ends up sleeping with his sister, so he ends up confronting him in the woman boutique, and they get into it and everything like that, and he ends up getting fired. So it's funny situations like that are he's sort of like the comedy relief of the novel.
okay. Your titles.
Yes.
How did you come up with them? I know they're
Um,
all about the library, but you can use other words, but what are
right.
those titles?
Call numbers naturally is a given for the first one, because that's what that number is, the category they use. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dewey Decimal System.
The Dewey.
Yeah, book endings was like a lot of people thought that since I was using endings, it's like the last book. But book endings naturally is just that thing that holds the books up on the shelves. That's what we call on like a book ending.
Yeah.
Yep. And whole circulation, you know, was basically the thing we do with holds reserves when we actually put a book on reserve. We hold the circulation so they could pick it up. And I have all the rest of my titles already planned out. I'm planning on hopefully a 13 book series to tell the whole story. So I pretty much got all my titles all picked out.
Now that's what's up. I've never known anyone to have it plan out that far. So that's
Right.
that's that's what I'm talking about. That's very adventurous. I love the fact that you're doing that. So
Thank you.
you already know like approximately what character is going to be in each book.
Right.
Now,
Some are gonna some there'll be new characters that arrive in book 4 that'll carry over to book 5 and 6 and all that. So it's always gonna be a different group each book.
let me ask you
Someone's
a
gonna
question.
yeah.
You going to kill off any characters?
I plan to, yes. Unfortunately, it's gonna
Hey,
be
ain't nothing but a
yeah.
good murder scene.
Yes, a lot of stuff. It's gonna get a little dark.
Ooh, okay, okay.
Yep.
So, where do you see your career as an author going?
Um,
Or where
I'm
would you
not,
like it to go?
I know. Um, Everybody always strives out for that success to become a bestseller and all of that, but I'd rather be known among my peers as like a storyteller. I like to hopefully be remembered when they talk about, Centel Smith, be like, he wrote some very interesting books. And, a lot of the readers will like enjoy his books if they give him a chance. Because I don't, even though I'm writing about libraries now, I don't want to be remembered just as the library guy. I want to like branch out and do other different like novels and like standalones of other different situations. I want to like dabble into like crime fiction. I want to do fantasy. I want to do a little bit of romance and supernatural stories. Definitely mix it up. I don't want to be just pigeonholed in one topic.
And I like that an author that is willing to step out of their comfort zone to
Yes.
gain new readers and to not be placed in this box of this is just you and this is all that you write. I like
Right.
that because you
Right.
never
Like I
know.
said, don't want to be known as the library guy.
You never know. That might be you writing that fantasy. That
Yep.
might be your new niche. You never know.
Yeah,
I
you
like
never know.
that. I like that. So, I did ask you what was literary success, and I read a little bit of your answer. But
Mm.
again, can you tell us what literary success looks like for you?
Like I said, just I guess fame, not like amount of money fame, but just like familiarity. Just to be known on the tips of the tongues of most of the people out there, especially other authors.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know,
Are you still at a library now, or
Unfortunately, no. This is all based on stuff that happened. Like I said, back in 1994, I actually worked for the library from 1993 all the way to 1997. So,
okay?
like
Okay.
I've got 4 or 5 years under my belt, but I'm not there anymore. But I got plenty of stories to tell.
Yo, tell me about it. Like, I'm telling you, I tell people all the time, my job is not boring. I've been working at a
Right.
library for 19 years.
Wow, that is
It is
amazing.
always something that makes you scratch your head, be like, what the devil?
Right.
But,
You never know
but
when you wake up and what you see, you know, on the
yes.
job. And so many different people have like this low opinion that all you do all day is just read. And I'm like, no, it's not like not even close.
Not even close. I have a lot of people think that. They say, all you do is sit behind a desk and read.
Mm. If only they
Well,
really
yeah,
knew.
if they only knew. I'm back there doing programming, checking out books, summer reading, webinar.
Hmm.
I just gave myself a whole headache. That's all I got to do on Monday. So,
Right. And I plan to share more stories and everything like that of what really goes on behind the scenes. You know, like you said, coming up for programs and events and everything, that takes a lot of hard work. You know, a lot of budgeting, a lot of like, contacts and everything like that. You know,
yes,
we just don't, snap our fingers and these people just show up.
yes. Oh my. There's a tig or somebody understands my plight. Nobody understands. So, I guess my next question should be if you. Oh, well, I already did a break. So let me tell you another thing about my show.
Okay.
We do fun questions, and these questions I never send to my authors. And reason being because I'm a big person. I love music and I love television. Okay.
Mm,
And pop culture is very big. And in the literary world, you will see them use pop culture icons to fit their characters. So, with Robin, who would he be if he was, let's just say, a comedian? Let's go that route. If he was a comedian, who would he be?
oh, okay, that's a good question. And right off the top of my head, the only person I could think of that kind of relates to Robin in his way, his personality, and all that is the late comedian Mitch Hedberg. Ever heard of him?
Never heard of him.
Really? I
Yeah,
know he was. I know he didn't last that long because like Robin Harris, that song Robin's namesake. He passed away real early in the game before he was noticed.
okay.
Robin Harris, has those memorable roles from House Party and Harlem Nights.
Baby's kids, right?
Yeah, you're right, exactly.
Yeah. Okay,
So
okay.
Mitch Hedberg is right up there with Robin Harris as a comedian that was up and coming at the time, but really didn't get his shine.
Okay. So now you're gonna make me do some research and figure out who
Okay.
he is. That's all good. So what about Angie? Her character, if she was, I love R&B. So if
Hmm,
she was an R&B artist, who would Angie be?
okay. If Angie was an R&B artist, I would think, well, her personality, she would be, I would like to say, probably a Aaliyah.
You got Aaliyah? Because of her attitude, I was thinking like Lauren Hill.
Hmm, that that could also possibly work, but Aaliyah was really focused and driven with her music. She was that star that like really came out and shined bright and was gone just at the peak of her popularity. And
Right.
I feel like Angie is like the same type. She's trying to like bring out the potential and show the best of her people because she has a lot to prove, being a Native American woman.
Okay, I see you with that one.
Yep.
Okay, so we got one on one. One more. Haywood Lerner.
Okay.
If he was a rapper, who would he be?
Okay. Well, off the top of my head, I guess I would probably have. I guess Haywood would probably be like Eminem. As a white guy trying to prove himself in a normally black dominated industry.
Oh, I I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Once again, like Angie, he's trying to prove himself, come up with like new ideas and new programs that, his boss will approve of. And, he always has like these hiccups that happen to him that like, set him back a bit, but he still applies himself and is determined, you know, to have the library run a certain way. That may or may not, align with his head librarian same values. He's very conservative.
Okay, I can really see that.
Yeah.
So, we come into a close. I'm gonna bring you back because this
Okay.
technical difficulty didn't serve you justice.
I know.
But
I know.
it's not you, it's the stupid internet. We're gonna blame it on the internet. But in the meantime, tell us how we can follow you, we can get your books. Just tell us how we can connect to you.
Okay. I'm very active on Twitter. I'm still active on Facebook, where you found me and everything like that. And I'm also semi-active on Tumblr. I don't think I gave you my Tumblr, but I have my Instagram, and all my other links are also available on Facebook or Twitter. That's like the best way to get in contact with me. My books are on Amazon. They're also on Barnes and Noble and other different independent book websites. They're slowly getting into the stores. I'm doing what I can, especially around here in Michigan. I've managed to get them in several libraries and bookstores. So, and anybody could like go in there, probably just ask for them, and they'll probably look them up, which is easy, and just stock them within a couple of days. But most of the stuff is straight, through Amazon. It's the best way to get my books quick, and they're discounted too. Sometimes I try to like pick them up myself so I can sell them directly on my website, but I can't get them all the time, and the prices just start dipping down a little bit. So get them while they're cheaper.
So y'all heard it. He said they're on sale. Get them now. So we appreciate you being with us tonight. And like I said, I'm gonna bring you back.
Thank you.
Okay. And so which book we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about whole circulation, or which book we're gonna dissect, because you already got me hooked. And me working at a library, I just want to be like, you know what? I can see them doing that. So let's go ahead and let's decide which book we're going to chat about. And we can do like a little book discussion with everybody.
Right. We could do book 3 for now, but I do have my next book is coming out in November this year,
Okay.
and that's like I said, that's a standalone. That has nothing to do with the library or nothing like that, and it's a little more modern. It takes place in 2013 rather than 1990 something. It's
Okay.
it's an interesting, kind of romantic, kind of suspenseful thriller type book about relationships, and it's pretty much singling around this couple that's in the story. They used to be big, but they've lost a lot of weight in separate different ways, and now they pretty much turn heads everywhere they go, but they still have the insecurities of when they were bigger, and they still deal with like some emotional hangups and issues.
Okay. So, but you're gonna have to keep us posted when that
Right.
one drops. But again, I thank you for being with me tonight, Mr. Smith.
No
And
time.
we're gonna grab whole circulation and we're gonna start reading.
Hmm.
You guys, thank you for joining us another Saturday night. A new author, another book to add to your to be read list. So remember, you can always catch a replay by going on YouTube. All of our U42s, we have a lineup of stations where you can catch the replay. I am going to attach this along with his answers to my questions to scbookgaltandfriends.com. It'll be up, I want to say, on Monday. You can go back there and catch the replay. And we will see you guys me on Monday because I got another author. So join me Monday, 8 o'clock, right here. Thank you, Mrs. Smith, again. Everybody, have a safe, enjoyable Saturday night. Bye. Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you found a new book to read or a new author to explore. Join us again in 2 weeks for SC Book Gals and Friends Chat.
Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be now. Where did all the blue skies go? Poison is the